One is Behzad here from Hey World Coder. Welcome back to next video of how to adding Google Maps to our Android Studio using Java language. In last video we left from our login page. So in this video we are just going to shortly work on our register XML layout, and this is the pathway we are going to follow. The first thing is we assume the user is going to our register page, and we need the following details from our user. We need their full name, their email, their password, and a link, which if the user already have an account and it's by mistake came to our register page, they can go back to the login page. The next step is we have to follow is just create edit texts to accept this information from our user. Then we are going to work on our background colors and our user interfaces, how we are going to shape the rounded boxes and all of those widgets we are going to work on. And the last one is we are going to prepare our register page, is the place where we write our codes on. And then the last step is we move into the next slide, which that is going to be in our next videos. Let's go to our Android Studio. We are in our login page. We are not going to work on here for now. So go to your left hand side on project. Here you have to see similar to this. Open up your app on your Java, the topmost folder, and find your register page. Open up your hardcore. We are not work on it for now. Then go on your resource, layout, and register page here. And close down your login page because we are going to have a light workspace. This is what we are going to see. On your right hand side, just go on a split view. This is what we are seeing. On the right hand side, this is how our app is going to look like, and here we are writing down our codes. The first thing is we are going to do is change the linear layout to relative layout. Relative layout is a new to one we are going to create. The previous video we used our linear layout, but today I'm going to work on relative layout, so you have an option of working with two different layouts. We are giving a padding to it, 20 dp as usual. We just keep everything as identical as possible. Then we are coming down. The first thing we need an edit text for our full name. Write it down as edit text. It will be match parent and 50 dp /. Give an ID to it. New user full name. That works. Then we have to center horizontal. The function of the relative layouts is slightly different to our linear layout. So the center horizontal, that means this widget is going to be sticking to the center of the screen if the user is going to landscape mode or just going to vertically use it. Just center vertical is how you are going to see it. Horizontal, and put it as a tray. That will stick here as you see the lines on the blueprint. Then we are going to give a hint to it. It will be full name, padding for inside of our widget, it will be 10 dp, and in background we are going to use our rounded edit boxes which we created in our previous video. If you haven't watched it, I left the link in our description. You can check it out how we created this background color. That works. And margin top, it will be 150. That works. Yeah, perfect. And just simply copy here and bring it down. So we got an error because they are exactly same as each other with the same ID. So here change the full name to new user email, and everything's work apart from the hint has to be email. Margin top turn it to 30. And two more things we have to add here is below to our user full name. So what is a below does, it's in a linear layout, everything we choose either sit above each other vertically or horizontally. But in relative layout, you must identify where you want the next widgets to sit at. Here I said see down below this user email, which I use the ID for it, and the margin from this widget to this widget, it is 30 dp. This is how you are identifying in relative layout. And text input will be input type is going to be our text email address. And I forgot to full name, just add an input type. Just put add an input type as text because that is a plain text. Then again, copy here, bring it down, then change it to new user password. That is fine, and hint is going to be password. That works, and here it sits below email and with a gap of 30, and the input type will be text password. That's worked for now. And one thing I have to add is we are going to change the color of this our edit boxes later on once we prepare it here. Come down, we need a button as a register button. Will be match parent 50 dp /, then we are giving an ID to it, register button underscore button, and bring it down. It will be center horizontal again, it will be through, it sits below our password, and margin top is going to be 50 dp. From this widget to this button is 50 dp. As you see, you can read it here on your blueprint. Then we are going to have a text to tell the user what this button is going to do. Text will be register. That works, and a background for it. Background will be our using our button colors, which that was blue, and that's it. Now we need one link as a text view that executes what we are going to do as a link, and that is when the user comes here by mistake and we are going to send them back to login page. It will be wrap content / give an ID to it. It will be already user link. It will be in center horizontal as a true. It sits below our button, register button, and margin top between the text view and the button should be 50 dp. It's enough. Now as you see, there is no content because we haven't written anything yet. Just come down as a text. It's going to be already have an account. Click here, then it will be text style as bold, grab more attention, and text size it will be 20 dp. Yeah, that works perfect. All right, everything's ready. Beside our parent doesn't have any background color yet. Go up to our start tag. From our start tag here, this is the start tag. Below your padding, just write down background, choose a color 1, 2, 3. It gives a black color. If you want to change it, just click on here and choose it to whatever you want. I will leave it here, or actually go for red, see how it goes. Yeah, the orange works fine. And now our register page is ready to use. Before going ahead, I'm going to change this purple color for our backgrounds edit boxes to white. Go to your left hand side on project if you're going to change the color. If you do not have it and you haven't watched the video I mentioned before, just go to this video's description and you can find the link for previous video, and in that video I explained how you can create these widgets here. But for those who already have this, go to your drawable, go to your rounded edit boxes, and here just change the color from purple to white because that's what we want. Okay, close here, close here. We're going back to our steps to see what we've done. That is the information we needed. That is been created. background and user interfaces has been created. Now we are going to prepare the register page to start work on. Okay, go back to your project. Here we do not need the XML layout for now, unless you are going to copy your IDs for every edit texts. But go to register page. We are in our main class. As a base of our habits, start to create your container at the start of your method, at the end of the method. That is our onCreate, and that stays as our main. Then in field area, above your onCreate in your main class area, write down logt. This is our tag for our debugger, and just push on tab and it will create a tag for you. We haven't used any debugger yet, and whenever we're going ahead, I will show you how debuggers are going to help us as a developer to check how our apps is behaved, and we can check our errors or any issue we will face in the future videos. Come down here, we need to initialize our view bending. XML layouts name, bending. Here you should have a data bending. Gives a name to it with a small r or a small letter, and finish it off. Come inside your onCreate. Above your set content view, we have to initialize these variables we created here. Just write down register bending equals to get an instance from our parent inflate, get inflator layout, and semicolon. We are creating a view. We importing our view object. Give a name to this variable equals to. We have to get a root to this initialize variable we created. Register bending.getRoot, semicolon, and we have to call this view that we are created right now. Just go to your set content view, delete off all these layouts, and write down view. Our view is ready to use and everything's perfect. Now let's run the app, see how our apps behave. Our splash screen. Now we are in our register page. As you see, I have changed the color for our backgrounds and it's been affected by new running of our app. Go to click here. We are going to transfer to our register page, and as you see, everything's working fine and perfectly. Okay, everything is ready for our next video to work on our executing this information and how to send the new user to database and how to let them to log into our application. If I am going to quickly recap what we have done, is here we needed this information. We broke down the information or steps that we need to take in order to get the result for this slide. The first is we identified what type of information we do need from our user. We needed this information, then we created a next step to get those information, and we used edit texts to get information, and we worked on our background and user interfaces. Once they all in XML layouts were ready, then we moved on to our register page to prepare it for our next step. In the real work here, we worked on our relative layouts. It's based on the widgets you are creating on this layout. They are relatively sitting to based on however you wanted them. In this tab we used, they are sitting below each other based on their ID. Then we created all those edit texts as a widget. We got the information we wanted from our user, and everything was perfectly running and we all set. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so, because I am uploading daily videos in order to teaching whoever is new to Android Studio like myself and they are willing to learn how to build a simple app like this as we are going to create. If you do have any question, don't forget to ask me. I'll be here for you. Thanks for your time and watching, and I will see you all in next video.